So I had this homework assignment, and we were tasked to reach out to 15 to 20 of our closest friends, and we were to ask them like, what are my three best traits? And as I started to gather the information and I started to organize it into themes, like there was something that I realized, and it kind of boiled down to like there were some that were like what they thought my mindset was. Like I was curious, I thought outside the box. I was open to new ways of thinking. And then the second theme that kind of came up was like how I show up in the world. Like they would say things like you're confident, you're driven, you're dedicated, And then the third thing, and this doesn't surprise me because this is always what people remember, but it was how I made them feel. Words like affirming and empathic and compassionate and loving and non-judgmental. And I think this is the biggest thing for people, even things like like power and drive and dedication and all of that is great, but what people really want to know is how you make them feel. And so this is what this is all about, is like connecting with people and making them feel, or inviting them into how you feel, because some of the words that I also got were like magnetic, infectious, and I think that's the thing, is how we hold our energy influences the people around us. Like if we're joyful, then people are joyful with us. It's infectious. If we're loving, it's infectious. And on the flip side of that, when we're angry, that's infectious too. Like people are like, ooh, the energy, and it has a tendency to bring people down. And I'm not saying at all to not be in those energies. I think be authentically like whatever you are. And that was part of the feedback I got too, is like, oh, we never have to wonder like what you're thinking, because you're very open with how you feel, and you're very open with how you think, and so that was a big one too. Although that's something that I'm working on, is being more in my authentic, especially those parts that I don't necessarily like I don't want the rest of the world to see, like I think maybe I judge them and I think other people will judge them. But this is kind of like what I want to talk about today, is like how do you show up? What are your traits? Like, and I really encourage you to do this exercise. Like, reach out to your closest friends and ask them, like, when you look at me, like, what do you see? What do you feel, from me? Because I think that can be really telling. Like, if a person is like, you're kind of grumpy, like it's like, oh, okay, maybe that's a wake up call. Like why am I always so grumpy? Like, do I have things to be grateful for? Am I allowing myself to sit in that feeling for too long? And likewise, if they're like, oh, you're always happy, it maybe that's even a reflection point to say, well, am I always happy, or is that just what I show people? Do I need to be more vulnerable? Do I want to be more vulnerable? And so I think that this is a really interesting exercise, and I encourage you to try it out, to reach out to your 15 to 20 closest people. And I did a combination. I posted it on my Facebook just to kind of get like a larger thing, and then I reached out and had longer conversations with more significant people in my life that I'm like I had space for, because sometimes the conversation can become extended. But I definitely recommend this, and it'll kind of give you some insights, maybe even show you some of your blind spots, as far as like, what am I not seeing? Like, what side of myself, like either what we consider good or bad, which I don't think there's good or bad. There's just the way that things are, the way that we show up. And so reach out and see what they can reveal for you.